Welcome to the Connected Leaders Academy virtual conference designed to reshape your vision of transformation. As we navigate the evolving business landscape, our speakers will unveil innovative strategies to manage and initiate change. Prepare to adapt, innovate, and lead, ensuring your role as a catalyst in this transformative era.
There comes a time in life when you realize this body you live in, this mind you carry, this soul that guides you, it's a vessel. The one vessel you are given, the only one you will ever have. Think about it. You woke up this morning inside of it. You will go to sleep tonight inside of it. And every decision, every dream, every mission will rise or fall based on how you command it. This vessel has carried your victories, and it has carried your defeats. It has carried your laughter, and it has carried your tears. And one day, hopefully a long time from today, when your mission is complete, it will carry your final breath. That is why the vessel matters. That is why commanding it is not optional. That is why neglecting it is not just carelessness. It is costly. No matter how much money you make, no matter how much influence you have, no matter how many people know your name, you only get one vessel. If you fail to command it, you lose more than health. You lose opportunity. You lose relationships. You lose legacy. Leadership begins with the vessel. Lose command of it, you lose everything. I know this truth personally. I am Sifu Rafael, a master instructor, a professional speaker, and the founder of Speaking Prowess, and the creator of Sifu's Mind-Body Method. For over 50 years, I have trained discipline through martial arts. For decades, I have coached leaders in communication and resilience. And through it all, I have carried the same mission day in and day out to help people command their vessel and to lead their mission. My story was forged in trial after trial. That's why my personal mission has purpose. I would not change anything about my life. I am the 10th of 12 children. The first one born in a hospital in Colombia, South America. And I did not enter this world with ease. From the very beginning, my vessel was tested. As a child, I fell from a second-story veranda, a brutal fall. On the way down, I struck a pipe that nearly took my eye and my life. It missed my eye by an inch. What saved me was a wash basin below. The last thing I remember was hitting that cold water and watching it turn red. Then darkness. 3 weeks in a coma. 3 weeks in a coma. I got to tell you, I can see it still. 3 weeks, my family did not know if I would live. As you can see, I did live. So much to endure at such an early age, which actually helped shape who I am today. As I recall being engulfed by water, I now know that it was a miracle. Imagine if I fell 1 foot over, I would have landed on my head on concrete. When I opened my eyes, I carried forward a truth. Life is fragile, and every day is borrowed time. Soon after that, another trial came. You see, my legs turned backwards. I had contracted polio. Polio took my ability to walk. One single turn of events changed my life forever. I lost the ability to walk for several years. Leg braces locked around my legs. Every day, every day was movement that I could not do. Every day I struggled. Every attempt to move meant falling again and again. Still, I refused to quit. One small step at a time, one painful repetition at a time. I learned to rise. I learned to stand. And eventually, I walked. I learned to walk because giving up was not an option. Each small victory reminded me I was not alone. God was and is always walking with me. Walking became running. Running became freedom. Freedom became my fuel. Falling is not the end. Falling is training for rising. Every stumble prepares the ground for strength. The fall that left me in a coma carried more scars. My eyesight was damaged. From the age of 7 to 10, I wore an eye patch. Like this one that I'm wearing now. For a young boy, that patch was not just cloth over an eye. It was a target. Can you imagine the bullying I went through as a child for wearing a patch? I surely stood out. Some children bullied me physically. Others mocked me. Then there were those who showed compassion. They actually showed me they cared. I got to tell you, I'm taken back there now. Those who showed me kindness, they didn't have to. That mixture shaped me. I learned early that the world is not one thing, it is many things. There will be cruelty, there will be mockery, there will also be compassion. The patch gave me something else, a gift, a new way of seeing with one eye. You see, I learned to notice details others overlook. The smallest shift in someone's face, the moments on the edges of vision, the details others pass by. Those years trained me to see differently, to pay attention, to understand that details matter. Details are not small. Details decide. A single overlooked detail can alter the entire mission. And here's what I realized. Noticing details was not just about vision. It was about communication. My ability to believe and communicate was the best gift I could have asked for because every detail you ignore in yourself, every unspoken truth, every suppressed voice becomes the very weight that sabotages your vessel. When you stop listening to your own body, when you ignore the signals, when you silence the whispers of your soul, your vessel begins to drift. Commanding the vessel means communicating with it every single day. Through these trials, I discovered discipline. I discovered faith. And I discovered that God is always walking with me. Every fall became a prayer. Every bruise became a lesson. Every small victory was God whispering, keep going. You're not finished yet. The world expected weakness. Resilience was being forged by fire. My path was not handed to me. It was carved through trial, through training, through truth. From that truth, I created what I now call Sifu's mind-body method, a framework, a rhythm, a compass, built on 8 unshakable pillars. The first pillar is mindset, the command center. If you do not lead your thoughts, you will be led by them. A drifting mind is a rudderless ship surrendered to currents. A trained mind navigates storms. The vessel always follows the voice it hears most often. The dominant voice within us will determine the direction of life. And here's the key. Mindset is not just thought. It is self-communication. It is the language you speak inside. Change the language. Change the direction. When I was young, communication saved my life. I didn't just learn martial arts. I learned expression. I learned to speak when fear told me to stay silent. I learned to name truth when pain tried to bury it. And I learned that the way you speak to yourself becomes the way you lead others. The second pillar is movement. The body remembers everything. Stress, trauma, doubt. Movement is therapy. Movement is the release. Movement is the freedom. The vessel does not move because if it doesn't move, it becomes a prison. Stillness without purpose turns into stagnation. And every movement is communication. Your body always speaks. The way you stand, the way you walk into a room, the way you breathe when you are under pressure. It communicates before you ever open your mouth. When you slouch, your body says, I am shrinking. When you walk tall, it says, I am here. I am grounded. I am leading. Commanding the vessel means mastering what you say, what your body declares without a word. The third pillar is hydration. Flow sustains life. A dehydrated leader is like a dried up riverbed. No matter the mission, flow determines function. Without it, the vessel runs dry. Where there is no flow, the mission withers. Hydration is the lubricant to move. Without it, your energy fades, your focus slips. It is communication in its simplest form. The body speaks, but most people ignore it. Commanding the vessel requires listening to those signals, understanding this leader who cannot hear their own vessel cannot expect others to understand who they are, and they cannot hear the people they want to serve. The fourth pillar is nutrition. Every bite is a covenant. Every meal is an agreement with your future. Food either fuels the food either fuels the mission or fractures it. Each choice writes a contract with your body. Every covenant builds or breaks the vessel. Nutrition is communication with your future self. Each bite declares, I will honor the mission, or I will compromise it. Every time you choose, you're sending a message forward. Think about it. You cannot speak life into others while feeding death into yourself. Your nutrition matters more than you think. It is crucial. The fifth pillar is fasting. Discipline over impulse. Fasting resets, sharpens, and declares, my spirit commands, my vessel obeys. Fasting restores authority to the mission. It is the practice of spirit over craving. Fasting is communication with desire. It is your way of saying, you're not in charge. I am. It is a declaration to the vessel, we are guided by mission, allowing the body to reset. The sixth pillar is journaling. Call it the captain's log. Reflection drifts visible, and alignment undeniable. What is unwritten cannot be commanded. The vessel records what the mind acknowledges. Journaling is communication made visible. It is the dialogue between your present and your future. The voice of today leaving instructions for the leader of tomorrow. The seventh pillar is faith. Without it, leadership collapses into ego. With it, leadership becomes service. Faith steadies every storm. Faith anchors the vessel when the seas rise. Service flows from a deeper source than self. Faith is communication with God. It's the vessel saying, I cannot do this alone. And God answering, you don't have to. I have you. The eighth pillar is sleep. Rest is not weakness. Rest is your weapon. The vessel that never resets collapses before the voyage ends. Rest is the unseen labor of strength. The vessel restores and it becomes unshakable. Sleep is communication with time. It says, I will pause now so I can endure tomorrow. It is the most honest way of telling the vessel, I honor you. These 8 pillars are not optional, they are infrastructure. Neglect one, the others strain. Neglect several, the vessel collapses. Strengthen them, and the vessel becomes unshakable. A vessel commanded by all 8 pillars becomes not adrift. It endures, it advances, it fulfills the mission. I know the power of sleep firsthand. You see, last night I was awakened yet again with a reminder of how alive I truly am. Polio is a constant reminder of what I have and to never take for granted. Last night at 1:21 a.m., I was awakened by cramps and they shook and gripped me tightly. The muscles knotting like stones under my skin, on my legs, the same legs that once bound in braces, they locked tight. The pain seized me, sharp, and I got to tell you, it was unrelenting. By 1:45, the grip released. I took a breath, hoping it did not come back as it sometimes does, and fell back to sleep. This happens 2 or 3 times a week. And then there are weeks when I get to sleep through the whole night. Those nights are a blessing. I'm always up by 4 a.m. So last night I rose. For me, the mission does not wait. The pain is not the enemy. The pain is the awakening. The pain is the reminder. The pain is the teacher that whispers, I value what you have. Command what you have been given. Every day there's a conversation inside. That conversation, direction for you. If I declare I am exhausted, I cannot do this, I will never make it, the vessel listens and it obeys. If I declare I am disciplined, I am aligned, I am strong, I command this vessel, the vessel listens and it obeys. The most powerful communication you will ever master is the dialogue you have with yourself. The vessel obeys the voice that speaks with conviction. The inner voice always shapes the outer mission. Other voices will always try to cut in, some with good intentions, some with envy, some with fear. They will project their own limits onto you. They will try to steer you off course. If your inner dialogue is weak, you will bend in ways that you were never meant to, and they will lead your life in ways they should never. When your communication is strong, outside voices cannot break you. They cannot steer you because your command comes from within. A leader who commands with the vessel can never be overthrown. Thank you so much. I am Sifu Rafael, blessed by God, blessed to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for participating in today's enlightening session. As we transition to our next expert, remember that each strategy and insight is a step toward becoming a transformative leader in your field. Visit connectedleadersacademy.com to stay engaged and informed. The journey of change is ongoing. Let's move forward together.